What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, Oda Harmon Jr. I recently just got back from Hope County where Ubisoft showed me around, and I got to sit down with Rick Allen Ross and talk about Project Eden's Gate, the cult in Far Cry 5, and how similar it is to real-world cults. Sit back and check it out right after the intro. Hey everybody, this is Oda Harmon with the Game Fanatics here in Hope County in Montana. I have resident cult expert Rick Allen Ross with us to help us understand what cults think like and how they operate. How are you doing today, sir?
Just fine.
All right, so as I mentioned, you are the cult expert. So what parts of Far Cry 5 do you think are realistic in relations to cults in real life? Do you think a cult like Eden's Gate could actually, thrive in today's America?
They do, they have, and they will continue, I think. And this particular game, you have a compound, you have a leader, you have a dynamic that is a composite of real, historical facts, in the sense that when you look at Joseph Seed, he has all the charisma and the magnetic personality that I've seen in so many cult leaders.
Oh, okay. So also, can you tell us about how Ubisoft approached you and what it was like to actually work on Far Cry 5 and developing the code and making sure it was believable?
Well, Dan and I met some time ago in the development phase, and basically what Dan wanted to bounce off of me was whether or not many of the key elements like the compound, the town, the leader, if that resonated and that actually could be factual, and that it reflected reality. Because what Dan wanted was for people who played the game to feel that it was very real and that they were having this intense experience.
Oh, so why do people find cults attractive like Eden's Gate found in Far Cry 5?
Well, I think when you look at the character father, Joseph Seed, you see this magnetic personality that is piercing, that draws people in, and who makes them feel that they're serving a higher purpose, and that the ends justify the means. I mean, it's really chilling how real Joseph Seed is. And I've met cult leaders, and I felt like, wow, this character is so much like so many of the cult leaders that I've met over the years.
Okay, that's interesting that you say you actually met cult leaders. So can you tell me, what's it like dealing with these people when you meet them, you see the people around them and the things that they're doing?
Well, they vary, but what they share in common is a sense of absolute purpose, of obsession with their own personal power, and a need to be at the center of everything. So they see themselves as the defining element of the group, the driving force of the group, and whatever they say is right, it's right, and whatever they say is wrong, it's wrong. And if you're a follower, you cannot disagree.
That sounds pretty intense. Well, besides taking up arms and explosives and flying planes, how could real-world people deal with a cult like Eden's Gate, assuming they didn't have the means they did in Far Cry 5?
Well, and they would rely on law enforcement, or they would just, resist the group through the democratic process and elections of officials, the local sheriff, the police enforcement. It's very difficult when a group moves into a territory, when they begin to have influence over a town, and if they have a lot of people, they could even have influence over the elections. So these type of things have happened in the U.S., they've happened around the world, and it can be very frightening, and I think the Project of Eden's Gate captures that vividly.
Now that you talked about that, what was your favorite part in the development phase of working on Far Cry 5, assuming you had a favorite part or a more intriguing part to say?
Getting into the mindset of the leader, the nuances of what makes a charismatic leader so appealing, how they think, how they interact, and their toolkit, if you will, how they work people.
And one last question here. So you said you've dealt with real cult leaders and you worked on the game. And I saw that, you founded an institute in America here to deal with that. Can you tell me what that was like and what led you to the foundation of your institute?
What the Cult Education Institute is an online library database that I launched in 1996. So it's this huge database constantly under construction about controversial groups and movements, some that have been called cults, where you can go in and find information about hundreds and hundreds of different groups. as we become aware of them in society, and also learn about the basic building blocks of what constitutes a destructive cult.
Well, thank you very much for your time, sir.
All right, everybody, that was a look into Project Eden's Gate, the cult from Far Cry 5. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment. As always, I'm Oda Harmon Jr. with the Game Fanatics. Keep calm and game on.